Markkanen with those long arms with the steal. The Nuggets have been plagued by turnovers as well.
Lauri Markkanen's transformation this season has been unusually remarkable. In his debut season with Utah, the Finnish international has not just stepped up his game. He has undergone one of the most astounding and notable mid-career transformations in NBA history. But how did he turn his career around? In this video, I will talk about the scary truth about Lauri Markkanen nobody is noticing. When discussing Markkanen's rise, it's not to say he was unknown in the NBA or even unrecognized as a talented player. He showed promise early on, averaging nearly 19 points per game in his first 2 seasons with the Bulls, and later becoming a reliable starter for a 44-win Cavaliers team. Yet now, on his 3rd team in 7 years, Markkanen is being perceived as a fairly predictable player. Known as a proficient shooting big man, he was expected to contribute solid points every night. But for some reason, he was viewed more as a supporting player in a league dominated by superstars. In essence, he was seen as replaceable. But the tables have turned, and he has become irreplaceable for a Jazz team that looks to build its future around him. So how did he do it? It all started in his youth. Let's look at the genesis of this unconventional big man. Lauri Markkanen was born in 1997 in Vantaa, Finland, just 40 minutes north from Helsinki. He played junior basketball with a local team, Hansu. From 2014 to 2016, he was a part of the Helsinki Basketball Academy's team, competing in Finland's second-tier league. Markkanen's basketball abilities are partially inherited. His father, Pekka, played at Kansas and for Finland's national team, while his mother, Rikka, was also a professional player. The rest of his skills were honed through dedicated practice, particularly his shooting, which he perfected in his backyard. This skill grew in tandem with his physique. He himself is unsure of when exactly he experienced his growth spurt. He remembers not being the tallest in his class during elementary school, but by the end of middle school, he had shot up to a towering 6 feet. Markkanen's youth coaches didn't restrict him to the traditional post role often expected of tall players. Instead, they nurtured his varied scoring talents, encouraging him to continue shooting from the perimeter. As he grew taller, Markkanen's ability to shoot from long range remained a vital aspect of his gameplay. Like many international prospects, he came to the U.S. for college basketball, playing for a year at Arizona to become eligible for the NBA draft. He first gained attention as one of Finland's top players at just 17. Scouts recognized the Finn's potential as a future NBA player, noting his size, outside shooting ability, proficiency in the paint, rebounding skills, and shot blocking. His talents made him a perfect fit for the modern NBA, which heavily emphasizes three-point shooting, and people were already drawing comparisons between him and Dirk Nowitzki. As a key player for Arizona, Markkanen helped the team achieve a 32-5 record, win the Pac-12 title, and advance to the Sweet 16. In his freshman year at Arizona, Markkanen's performance was outstanding. He averaged 15.6 points and 7.1 rebounds per game, shooting nearly 50% from the field and 43.2% from three-point range. He also excelled in free throws, leading the Wildcats with an 82.4% success rate.
The 7th pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Lauri Markkanen.
He was later traded to the Bulls, along with Zach LaVine and Chris Dunn for Jimmy Butler. He is also just the 2nd player from Finland ever to be drafted in the NBA, as well as the only current Finnish player in the league. Markkanen made his debut for the Bulls in October of 2017, scoring 17 points against the Raptors. He quickly set an NBA record for the most three-pointers in the first 3 games of a career. He was already setting the bar high, including scoring 32 points against the Indiana Pacers and 33 points with 8 three-pointers against the New York Knicks, becoming the 2nd 7-footer to achieve this feat after Dirk Nowitzki. He also recorded a career-high 17 rebounds against the New Orleans Pelicans. In all, the following 3 seasons, though, having some solid performances like the 19-rebound game against the Nets and scoring a career-high 35 against the Hornets, was marred by health problems, and the Bulls' front office signing Vucevic, forcing Markkanen to start from the bench for the majority of these few seasons. With playing time diminishing and his most important first 3 to 4 seasons gone, he needed a change of scenery, and the scenery did change for the better. The Finn showed noticeable improvements with his new Cavs team, thanks to the new coaching and training staff and a revised game plan. Initially, Markkanen had to work hard to establish himself as a reliable three-point shooter among his teammates. Early in the season, players like Garland and Rubio seemed hesitant to pass to him for open threes, likely due to his initial slump. However, it was impressive to see how this changed over time, with Garland actively seeking Markkanen for three-point shots, enhancing the team's floor spacing. This dynamic became one of the keys in the Cavs' offensive arsenal. Markkanen had the ability to perform under pressure. He thrived in challenging situations, a quality that's difficult to teach. Defensively, this season marked the first time Markkanen showed real competitiveness. While he's not a defensive standout and struggled in matchups like guarding Trae Young, he's shown he can be effective within a team defense system. After Rondo joined the Cavs, Markkanen became more adept at exploiting mismatches, often backing down smaller players under the basket. His height advantage allowed him to score and draw fouls in ways that other shooters like Kevin Huerter or Duncan Robinson cannot. But all of this was about to change suddenly. Nobody expected the Utah Jazz to make the move on the Finn. But could his trade to Salt Lake City turn his career for better? How remarkable is it that a player who was averaging 14.8 points per game with a 44% field goal rate, 35% from beyond the arc, and 5.7 rebounds has transformed in just one season to scoring nearly 25 points per game with extraordinary efficiency? Something in him woke up. In his first year with the Jazz, he shot 52% from the field on 16 attempts per game and 42% from three-on over 7 attempts, ranking among the league's best. Additionally, he's improved his rebounding, grabbing 8.7 per game and achieving career highs in offensive rebounds, assists, and blocks. Such a dramatic improvement is a rarity. While we've seen players make significant strides from one season to the next, as evidenced by past Most Improved Player Award recipients, it's unusual to witness someone transition from being essentially a role player and salary filler in a major trade to becoming an all-star and one of the league's most efficient players in terms of both on-court and off-court impact. The NBA's evolution towards favoring smaller, quicker, sharp-shooting players has changed the landscape of the game. Traditional big men often find it challenging to defend these agile players who can stretch the floor. However, players like Porzingis and Markkanen, both over 7 feet tall, defy this trend with their exceptional shooting abilities. This trait of theirs often puts them in comparison with the best shooting big ever in Dirk Nowitzki. Markkanen's 42.3% accuracy from three-point range during his single season at Arizona, where he also ranked 10th in the Pac-12 in three-pointers made and led the conference in free throw percentage at 83.5%, showcases his fit as a modern NBA big man. While his numbers slumped during his time with the Bulls and Cavs, he never lost his special gift of shooting. Markkanen's evolution reflects the NBA's shift towards versatile players who can shoot, especially for big men. His ability to shoot from distance, as evidenced by his college stats at Arizona, aligns with this trend. Yet he also faces the typical challenges of modern big men, like being less physically imposing and needing to enhance his defensive skills. Despite these challenges, Markkanen's role on the Jazz is crucial. He's not just a scorer, but a versatile player who can adapt to various situations, whether it's running the floor, setting screens, or contributing on the offensive glass. His improvement has significantly boosted the Jazz's offense and overall success. Markkanen's first season in Salt Lake City showcased his development into a hyper-efficient offensive weapon, and a more complete player has been a key factor in the Jazz's performance, marking him as an essential piece of their future success. Coming into his second season with the Jazz, Markkanen continues to impress as he did last season. However, with the Utah Jazz potentially looking to rebuild, there's a strong possibility that Markkanen might be traded to a more competitive team, seeking to bolster their championship aspirations. Focusing on Markkanen's offensive prowess, it's essential to highlight his exceptional three-point shooting. Markkanen stands out not just in the current league, but historically as well, especially among players of his height. His trajectory suggests he could become one of the all-time greats in this aspect. Currently, he's arguably the best 7-foot shooter in the league, surpassing others in both efficiency and volume. Among 7-footers who attempt at least 4 three-pointers per game, only a few, including Brook Lopez, Karl Anthony Towns, and Chet Holmgren, shoot over 35% from beyond the arc. Markkanen, however, outshines most of them in efficiency at 42% while attempting significantly more threes. While Towns was previously lauded as the best three-point shooting 7-footer, Markkanen's performance this season challenges that title. Markkanen's shooting isn't limited to just corner threes. He's proficient in all areas beyond the arc. His quick release and size make him a formidable shooter, even when closely guarded. This season, he's been particularly effective, shooting 41% on corner threes and 38% on non-corner threes. In the paint, Markkanen is equally efficient, excelling in short-range shots. He's in the 93rd percentile for shots taken from 0 to 4 feet, showcasing his proficiency in the paint. His mid-range game is also solid, though he takes fewer long mid-range shots. Markkanen's quick shooting and the Jazz's off-ball plays make him a unique and valuable asset. His scoring efficiency is among the best in the league, and he's on track to join an elite group of players with high scoring averages and true shooting percentages. Markkanen's role in Utah's success is significant. The team performs exceptionally well with him on the court and struggles in his absence. With a contract that offers great value, Markkanen is set to be a foundational piece for the Jazz's future. And with his performance of late, the Dirk Nowitzki comparisons are coming up all over again, especially since he led Finland to the Eurobasket quarterfinals with a 43-point performance, securing a 94-86 win over Croatia. This achievement mirrors Nowitzki's own career high of 43 points during a Eurobasket game against Spain in 2001. The coincidence of Nowitzki, the official ambassador of Eurobasket 2022, being present at the games in Berlin's Mercedes-Benz Arena adds to the narrative. When asked about the comparison to Nowitzki, Markkanen acknowledged the similarity in their scoring, but emphasized his focus on winning games rather than personal stats. Markkanen demonstrated his versatile basketball skills in a game against Croatia, excelling in fadeaway shots, dunks, three-pointers, and a notable buzzer-beating tip-in. He displayed remarkable shooting confidence, successfully making 19 of 29 field goals, and contributed with 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. His performance was one of the highest scoring in a Eurobasket game in the 21st century, second only to Luka. Additionally, Markkanen admires Dirk Nowitzki's work ethic and leadership qualities. Inspired by Nowitzki, he aims to be a vocal leader and lead by example, striving to emulate Nowitzki's impactful role on and off the court. Regardless of the young Finn's humility, high praise gets sent to his inbox every other day. Rick Carlisle, who was Dirk's coach for 11 years in the Mavs and now coaching the Indiana Pacers, continues to be impressed by Markkanen. He praises Markkanen as the closest player he's seen to Dirk Nowitzki, particularly in how the 7-footer can stretch the game and play effectively inside. This comparison is as valid as it can be, coming from the German legend's former coach. Markkanen's recent performance has only reinforced Carlisle's high regard. He was named the Western Conference Player of the Week after leading the Jazz to a 4-0 record, averaging 24.5 points and 11 rebounds with a 48.5% success rate from three-point range. These stats rival or even surpass some of Nowitzki's best performances. Markkanen's impact was evident in Utah's recent 132-105 victory over the Pacers, where he scored 32 points and grabbed 10 rebounds, all without playing in the fourth quarter. Markkanen humbly responded to Carlisle's comparison to Nowitzki, acknowledging the honor but noting the long journey ahead to match the Hall of Famer's legacy. He sees the comparison as motivation to improve further. Carlisle draws parallels between how he used Nowitzki in Dallas, where they were often a top offense and won a championship in 2011, and how Jazz head coach Will Hardy utilizes Markkanen's skills. The Jazz's unique offensive strategies, such as running Markkanen off screens for deep three-pointers, are reminiscent of the Mavericks' innovative use of Nowitzki's unique abilities. Lauri Markkanen is a distinctive talent in the NBA, known for his exceptional off-ball play. His seamless integration into offensive systems, combined with remarkable shooting skills and size. He not only enhances his teammates' performance, but also has the potential to be a key contributor on a championship team. Markkanen's quick shooting, off-ball capabilities, and overall offensive prowess make him a significant asset for any team aiming to improve their offensive game. His journey underscores the importance of the right role, fit, and opportunity in an athlete's career. He redefined player evolution and showed that it is a gradual process through the highs and lows of a career as a basketball player. He deserves a ton of respect, and if you haven't already, I think you should give him credit. Will Lauri Markkanen be as great as Dirk Nowitzki? Let me know what you think in the comments.